Another attempt to divide our nation, and it was stopped right in its tracks. Katie Couric attempting to coax Senator John Fetterman into criticizing Charlie Kirk. But Fetterman was not having it, and instead of stoking the fire, he rejected all of her attempts at bashing the assassinated Turning Point USA founder. Just wait until you watch that exchange. This is Outnumbered. I'm Harris Faulkner. On this fine Friday, I'm here with my co-host, Emily Campagno. Also joining us today, Nicole Parker, former FBI special agent, Fox News contributor, and author of her brand new book, I got my copy yesterday, The Two FBIs, The Bravery and the Betrayal I Saw in My Time at the Bureau. Tomi Lahren is here, co-host of The Big Weekend Show and host of Tomi Lahren is Fearless on Outkick. And joining us for the very first time, Marcus Lemonis, American businessman. Come on, you recognize him. We got a new hit show on our hands. Woo! The Fixer. Come on.
We're excited.
Come on through on Fox Business.
Nobody told me what this was going to be like. I didn't know I was literally going to be outnumbered.
What did you think the show was
I don't
about?
know. I should have done my research.
We got to start sending out links with you guys.
Holy cow.
Okay, here we go. So here's what happened. Katie Couric was aiming for a gotcha moment, so it would appear, with the Pennsylvania senator. Here's her most recent podcast, as it appears she's trying to bait Fetterman, who stands his ground on respecting Charlie Kirk and his family.
I just chose not to take the opportunity to argue his views after children lost his father in the most violent public way. You have to turn the temperature down. Extreme rhetoric makes it easier for extreme reactions or to justify them.
I think some people might say Charlie Kirk's rhetoric was extreme. You know, I think that's the conversation that happened. People condemned political violence, but they also felt a great deal of discomfort with his language, suggesting that these kinds of words lead to violence. I don't know. I'm just kind of sharing my observations as I saw the conversations unfold.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we agree that we probably didn't agree with much of what he said. And I think I'm sure we both agree that you shouldn't shoot people, you know, and you shouldn't execute them in public. And I think that's two things must be true. That free speech, I'm an absolute free speech guy. And you have the right to say these things. And you definitely also have the right not to get shot by sharing your views.
Amen to all of that. And of course, Emily, we were together with Kaylee yesterday when the news broke that Senator Fetterman had been hospitalized after a fall during a morning walk. His office says today he is doing well following a I'll just say VFib, ventricular fibrillator flare-up. And MAGA supporters are rallying around Fetterman as he recovers in the hospital, sending get-well wishes to him, rooting for him, praying God protects Senator Fetterman, and hoping he takes good care of himself. Emily, I come to you first because we were together.
Yes, and I'm so grateful for that and for the opportunity for us to send our prayers immediately when that happened. And I note that what we're seeing here is we saw someone that essentially is equivocating violent rhetoric, in their words, with deserving of violence. And Katie Couric talked about discomfort, that was somehow a natural, you know, she was speaking for others when she claimed that they felt discomfort at the, quote, violent rhetoric Charlie Kirk talked about. And my biggest issue with this is that despite Senator Fetterman saying we need to tone down the temperature, he was essentially saying more explicitly, you right now have a very large platform, and I am asking you to join me in using that platform to de-escalate the situation rather than foment. And this is someone who is long lauded in her career in media and entertainment for being a voice for others that didn't take that generous opportunity and instead chose to become more incendiary. And the takeaway from that interview, in addition to the grace Senator Fetterman exhibited, is that the left will continue to equate a deserving of violence if someone dares speak their mind, which, by the way, it wasn't violent rhetoric that Charlie Kirk said. It was biblical values and a message of love, mutual respect, and free speech. And somehow that rendered him, according to them, deserving of an assassination. It is horrific, but more appalling to me is the continued surge of somehow blessing that by those on the left and those in the mouthpieces. Right. And I wait for an apology from the producers and the executives at letting that air.
Yeah, and then all the people who just stay silent, who are complicit in what you just said. So you can put them in that boat, too. Marcus, what are your thoughts?
I want to separate it into two specific issues. The first one is I hope the Democrats start to see Senator Fetterman as the appropriate face of their party. Reason and the acknowledgement that you can disagree and still be respectful. So that's kind of my first issue. My second issue is that Katie Couric in this moment historically had a great platform and I think is trying to become relevant again. And when Senator Fetterman gave her the chance to clean it up, she doubled down again and almost made it feel like a justification. We have a problem in society right now, both in the workplace and out on the street, where people think it's okay to just create this divisiveness. If it exists in the workplace, you're fired. There's no question about it. If anybody that worked for me did that, be no question at all. Where has empathy gone? Where is the human touch? And by the way, I use this simple rule. I'm a mama's boy, and I'm proud to admit it. I'm surrounded by 4 very powerful,
That's why we
women.
like you.
Why not just have respect and empathy? Where did that go? Where did our proper manners go about being sad and being sorrowful about it?
Well, look, I think objectivity may be going too far. I don't know if we can expect that. But how about just some neutrality? If you can't come forth with your heart and be compassionate, why not just some neutrality?
Right, I'm with you on that. I think that human decency, it should have no political bounds. I mean, since when does it matter what political party you are? And I have to be honest, when he was running for senator, I had some apprehension because he had recently recovered from a stroke at no fault of his own. I mean, that's a serious health issue. I felt bad for the man. And I thought, why are they putting him out there? I mean, they're subjecting him to this very important responsibility. Is his cognitive ability going to be able to keep up with what he's going to be expected to do? And I can tell you, I have been pleasantly surprised, and I welcome who he is. I think he is the most reasonable and rational Democrat that we have. I mean, he doesn't look at things as just political. And I had a lot of respect when he voted to confirm 8 of Trump's nominees, you know, in this administration. He voted in more people than any other Democrat, and I respect that.
Tommy.
Moderates like John Fetterman win elections for Democrats, but extremists win views on social media. I love your point that you made, Marcus, about Katie, because she is trying to gain relevancy back. And I think she feels the way to do that is to talk about Charlie Kirk and his assassination, try to get a gotcha moment on Senator Fetterman and try to bully and berate him into somehow condemning Charlie Kirk or somehow rationalizing his assassination. And what bothers me, to your point, Emily, is that she talked about uncomfortable speech or uncomfortable rhetoric. Excuse me, speech is not supposed to make you comfortable all the time. That's not the point of it. The point of speech isn't to make everyone feel good all the time. The point of speech is to express yourself, express a viewpoint, and free speech isn't just saying what you want to say, it's also hearing what you don't want to hear, and that is what Charlie Kirk stood for. So nothing about that interview to me was appropriate, and I hope she's ashamed of herself.
Well, and I know you watched it. I watched it, too. I mean, when Senator Fetterman was saying, even he didn't agree with everything that Charlie Kirk said. I mean, he means that. But that wasn't the point, he said. Your last quick thought.
I think my quick thought is we have to all be able to say what we mean. And I had nice text exchanges with Charlie Kirk, and he would say to me, Marcus, I don't agree with a lot of the things you say, but I love the work that you do and the passion you have for it. Keep pushing, and maybe we can meet, and maybe I can change your mind on topics. That's the feeling that I want to have. I do want people to be objective. In business, being objective means that you're open to other people's ideas because you are not the smartest person in the room always.
We all want that. I just don't think we see enough of it. So we'd settle for just quiet neutrality, I guess.